Nuggets gang.
Right now, it's not about talent. It's about heart. It's about who can go out there and play the hardest. Now, they've been here before. So they're not going to give it to us. We got to go out there and we got to take it. Right? Take it! Take it! Once you go out there and take it.
I can't believe it, but I'm doing the show from my bedroom today, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But I'm from smoldery Los Angeles. It's getting a little better. It's not orange sky like it always has been. And I'm joined by the best in the business from the NBA hub of the planet Earth, Sammy Dawkins.
Yo, 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 Savage Life, Sports World. What's happening? It's a little different today. You see that logo, it ain't the magic as usual, but you know how we do it.
You know what I feel like right now? I feel like on my t-shirt, I got like a Hillary for President bumper sticker. You know what I mean? I always feel like that after my team loses. It's like, I'm still... why am I in my bedroom? I've had a very somber college football weekend. Of course I was happy he was here. My Noles blew it, and my Vikes blew it. Notre Dame's the only team I have left for greatness, Sammy. But what did you think about all the sports yesterday and today?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a great weekend. Is a great weekend for sports. A lot of good games, a lot of sloppy football, so it's a little bit of mix of everything. But I enjoyed it from my perspective.
We're going to start this.
I also don't have Kirk Cousins as my quarterback, but, you know.
College football was what it was, but we're going to get into NFL right now. From what I saw from the first game, there's a segment called Good For You. And it was people I rooted for. And we're going to start at the top. Cam Newton, 21-11. He ran for 2 TDs. He looked great. Sammy, Finns were supposed to be this hot young team. New England looks like they could just bully, a lot of people this season.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a couple things you can bet on, they say death and taxes. And how about Bill Belichick getting the best of the NFL and the other teams? I mean, he has Cam Newton on the cheap, and against a team like the Miami Dolphins, like you say, some may say they're on the rise, some say they're towards the bottom of the league. But he looked like Cam. He looked like Superman, running over linebackers and secondaries to get into the end zone. And if you're Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels, hopefully you can figure out how to utilize him to his strengths and somehow steal that division.
Yeah, I mean, Fitzpatrick looks so bad. I mean, I know he's supposed to be there to teach Tua, and there's one quarterback that shoots his load early, and it happens every year, Sam. It's always one guy who they say, we're not playing him. He's gonna ride the bench. He's gonna learn a bunch. Blake Bortles, what happened with that? No, he got right out there. I think it was Jake Locke. They didn't want to play him either. Threw him out there. I am willing to bet right here, right now, roll the tape. Tua is going to start a game this season. And I think it's going to be before week 8.
Yeah, I feel like the safe bet would have been that he starts a game, but it would have been trendy to say that it would be towards the beginning of the season. But with the way Fitzpatrick looked against the New England defense, who was supposedly down 8 starters, he hasn't shown you anything that has you confident in him, going forward. So if you're Tua, you're really looking to show your coach things in practice for the next couple of weeks. And like you say, you'll start hearing those rumblings through the media that they're going to go ahead and get him ready for a game.
Good. But New England, I mean, Greg Olsen, I don't want to take too much time on him. Sometimes he has hair, sometimes he doesn't have hair. But he caught a touchdown pass. I mean, this is a guy in the booth. This was a guy, maybe gives me hope for Gronk. Because I'm not that high on Gronk coming back, but I heard a stat today. Russell Wilson has 44 touchdowns where the ball is 30 or over 20 yards in the air or more. That's an NFL record. No one else has that. He is the deep ball king. He is the fat daddy.
Oh, these are all facts. Russell Wilson is arguably the best quarterback in the league, and people use that term arguably too loosely, but there's a lot of stats like the one you just mentioned that can be used for his argument. The birth of DK Metcalf as an emerging receiver on that offense was something that was missing. So now that he has two guys that he can go to confidently, and your boy Greg Olsen, who only plays for good quarterbacks once he got the hell out of Chicago, he can have a resurgence in his career, and the Seahawks are going to be, big players going down the line.
Yeah, it was good for them. Who else was on my good for you list? Dwayne Haskins.
How good for it is that if you don't even remember?
Dwayne Haskins.
D. Hask.
They beat the Eagles. Eagles are an NFC, darling. Washington doesn't even have a mascot. A riverboat Ron going for it on fourth down near the end of the game. Got them that late touchdown. I loved it. Good for Dwayne Haskins. He needed that confidence boost.
Oh, definitely good win for Dwayne Haskins. Hopefully it solidifies him as the future for this franchise. And him and Ron Rivera can kind of build a connection that has you ignoring everything else that the Washington football team has going on. Definitely good for Riverboat Ron, but also Dwayne Haskins, like you say, building us with confidence. And let's see where they can take it from there.
Eagles. I mean, Carson Wentz started out pretty hot, and then I don't know. I was never gigantic on Carson Wentz. I thought he was pretty good, but he wasn't like a guy where I was like, yeah, he's somebody I want, like first round pick draft. He didn't have a great game. I mean, if you're an Eagles fan, are you super pissed, or you're like, can we get over this hump?
Well, if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm pissed. I am a Wentz guy. I believe Jared Goff is trash. So at least at minimum, Carson Wentz is better than Jared Goff. But with that being said, coming out the first game, losing to a football team that doesn't even have a mascot, that's fucking weird. That whole division is up for grabs. If the Eagles lost to Washington today, everybody's expecting big things from Dallas, but that's another thing. But yeah, if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm concerned because, like you say, Carson Wentz started off pretty hot, but if you can't make plays against the worst team in your division last year, I don't really know where you go from there.
Another good for you.
I'm pressing the panic button. Week 1 for the Eagles. I'm pressing the panic button.
Another good for you this game.
Week 1 panic button for the Philly Eagles.
This game isn't over yet. It's Chicago, Detroit. Looks like Detroit might lose. Adrian Peterson, 14 carries, 93 yards. He continues to do it, Sammy. He continues to do it somehow, some way.
He's one of the greatest running backs of all time, man. Who knew that you can go from one training camp to another team, start week 1, and almost get over 100 rushing yards, like you say, with the game still ongoing. So Adrian Peterson is going to do what Adrian Peterson does, which is run hard, run over people, and in the red zone get a touchdown or two. So, yeah, I agree with you on that one.
All right, the last good for you, the Jags. The Jacksonville Jaguars, who I will bet have the most fans boycotting the NFL out of any team, and I will put money down on that. They beat the Colts, who some people are picking to win the Super Bowl, Sammy.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anything about anybody who has the Colts to win the Super Bowl. Gardner Minshew. I mean, has he proven that this isn't bullshit? Has he proven that this isn't
gun show?
He has the guns. He has the jorks. You know what I'm saying?
He's got the hair. He's got the hair. I mean, come on.
Good old folks
come on. Come on.
DJ Chark is real deal. That defense will play better than expected. But a lot of this falls on Phillip Rivers. He's terrible. I don't recall exactly what I said about him last episode, but it wasn't flattering. If you're Indy, you got to figure out, how to get some routes or some throws that he can do consistently up and down the field for you to win games. Because at some point, if you need him to throw you into a victory, he may give it up to the other team. He's past his prime.
Gun Show was 19 for 20, 173, 3 TDs, Sammy.
Efficient.
That's not too bad. Phillip Riv, 36 for 46, 363 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. I'm trying to remember someone on this show who said, if you have Phillip Rivers and it's a tight game, he's probably going to throw an interception. I don't know if that was me. I don't know if it was Sammy, but whoever said it called it because I got to be honest with you. I was shitting. I was like, oh no, the Colts are gonna win, and everyone's gonna be like, look how smart we are with our trendy pick. But I should have stuck to my guns and knew that Carson, that old Phil Riv was just gonna give it away. So if it's cloudy, it's gonna rain, Sammy. If it's cloudy, it's gonna rain.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Old Phil's over the hill. They got a running back though, and Taylor looking pretty good. So
Marlon Mack got
quarterback away. Yeah, he got carted off. That's pretty bad. Shout out to him, but he can't seem to stay healthy. But yeah, if you're Indy, you're no better than you were last season because you're still a quarterback away from really being a contender in that division.
I mean, I guess we can talk about the Vikes. What do you want to talk about? I mean, I'm done with my good for you, so you can steer the ship anyway.
You guys caught Aaron Rodgers on a hot streak. He's mad at the Vikings. He's mad at the Packers. He's mad at everyone who thinks that he's over the hill, like my boy Phil, and can't do it anymore. He's like, why the fuck do you guys love Jordan Love? This shit is terrible. I'm like the best quarterback in the league. I'm going to show you on the road against a team that could go to the Super Bowl. So I think you guys just more so ran into a buzzsaw. If Kirk Cousins can't play big at home, where is he going to play big at? I mean, Dalvin Cook's good. Adam Thielen looked like he's still one of the best receivers in the league on a positive note. But I think it's just more so the matchup, man. Aaron Rodgers, you had him fucked up today. It wasn't a good look.
It was bad. I mean, it was the perfect storm. We have young defensive backs for the first time in a long time. We pretty much got rid of everybody. Half of them are on the Bengals, half of them are somewhere else. But Kirk Cousins, we paid this guy $80 million, Sammy. 19 for 25, which isn't too bad. 259 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick. He's
not winning the game.
He's not winning the games, and the chef can only run so much. That's Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers won that game. Where was Kirk Cousins? That was supposed to be a duel. Like what?
Aaron Rodgers,
first game of the season.
32, 44, 364, 4 TDs. I mean, didn't get sacked once. Let's talk about one blowout to the next. It wasn't really a blowout. The Vikings made it 34-43. Whatever. We got our ass kicked.
You finna talk about what I think you about to talk about? Are you finna?
Yeah, we're gonna go from one blowout to the next.
Okay.
I gotta find the stats, but so Sammy, what happened with your Baltimore Ravens today?
What happened with the Ravens is what happens when the Ravens see the Browns or really a lot of teams at the bank. We roll all over them, with the best quarterback in the league, with an emerging receiving core, with a steal in the draft and J.K. Dobbins. Everybody has a good running back out of the second round, it looks like, but we may have one of the better ones with that performance. I was hearing a lot of rumblings about Cleveland and what they were capable of doing in this game. All I saw was dysfunction. Baker Mayfield, I don't think he's the answer, at least against good teams. But if you're Lamar Jackson, this is just, how we started last year. You're just on your way to another MVP run and, a playoff win this year, or a couple. This was expected. I can't say anything other than what was supposed to happen happened.
I think everybody knew like the Browns were going to get their ass kicked. I mean, it's a new coach.
I don't know. I saw some pundits talking real big shit.
Really?
Cleveland's still trendy. Cleveland's still real trendy for some reason. I don't know how many games they got to lose before they stop being that.
And believe it or not, Odell played like shit. Yeah, I got accused of shitting on a woman.
Wow.
But 3 receptions, 22 yards. Come on.
There, pal. I mean, I don't see how you don't put this on the quarterback. I don't know if he's capable of making things happen out there.
Lamar 20 of 25, 275, 3 TDs. He's on my fantasy team. He did me good. Whoa, hello. But what are the games?
Lamar Jackson doing Lamar Jackson things.
What was the final to the Carolina Vegas game? This game was by far the Raiders won 34-30. This game was insane. This game was back and forth. Your boy Teddy B had a pretty good game. He threw a 79-yard touchdown pass. But
Teddy B.
I mean, Derek Carr. I wear my mascara while I'm driving my car. He pulled. I mean, Speaking of driving a car, Josh Jacobs, he was pretty dope in that game.
With Jacobs.
Christian McCaffrey was, a fantasy stud, but Raiders. And Colin Cowherd said they were going to stink this season. But it is just the first game.
Yeah, I don't really know what this says about either team. I don't know if it shows a lot about
With the technology to practically
Carolina, what they're
partner
able to do, or more about the Raiders defense just not being able to contain anyone. But with that being said, you gotta like what you see from Teddy Bridgewater, who hasn't been the guy in a few years, able to go out there and still put up a fight in a game that they could have won in the end. Christian McCaffrey still looks good. But if you're John Gruden, we got to coach this defense up, because if not, that may be one of the few games we win this year. Henry Ruggs looked good before the injury, but hopefully he doesn't have the same similar issues that Hollywood came in with those smaller frames as far as making those physical plays and getting banged up week to week. But we'll see with him. But yeah, if I'm John Gruden and the Raiders, I'm looking more on the defensive side to see, what the fuck is going on.
DJ Salt, cha-ching, Bengals will be the best team in Ohio this year. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot right now. I am interested to see what the Bengals do. I got A.J. Green on my team, so he better be good. I mean, Joe Burrow, he's got that silent swag. Like, I don't know, man. He seems like super mature for his age. He's an easy guy to root for. Like, I don't know. He's kind of a human being. That's what he comes off to me anyway. What's your expectations for the Bengals?
I mean, they're in the same division as the best team in the league. So, it'll be anything that they do better than last year will be a positive. As much as I hate the Steelers, they got a stout defense over there, and it's two sides of the ball. So I got to see what Cincinnati brings to the table. Now, if Joe Burrow comes out and he's the opposite of your boy Baker Mayfield, he finds that connection with A.J. Green and Boyd quickly, they could put up some points. I'm a Joe Mixon fan. He's not putting his hands on women inside of bars. So I believe he can run the rock. It's just more so the other side of the ball. That defense was horrid last year, and they haven't done anything to really change that. So it'll take a lot of offense from Joey B to see if Cincinnati can really do anything, let alone outplay Pittsburgh, old punk ass.
I mean, I could see Joe Burrow having like a Matt Stafford-esque career, like probably putting up decent numbers, but making, bad mistakes and, the defense. I don't know. Like, we don't know. Like, if anything has taught us anything, college football has taught us anything, upsets are going to happen, Sammy. Upsets are going to be here. Yeah, Florida State lost. Okay? Shove it up your ass. You think I was happy about it? But you know what? All jokes aside, like, we showed improvement over last year, even though we lost. And I know that's like a simpy thing to say. I wish we would have ran the ball more. That weather delay fucked us. I mean, it's just bad.
Yeah, I don't really see a difference as far as the offense that was brought over from Memphis to Florida State with the new hire. I would say it's a bad matchup, but at the same time, Florida State's supposed to be, one of the top tier teams in the ACC. So you can't say that a team like Georgia Tech is a bad matchup. So, I mean, you got to see what you have coming in. I don't know if Blackman's the answer at quarterback, but you don't want to put everything on him because, you got to have time to throw the ball. But, yeah, again, we're talking about red alert. Red alert on the Raiders is definitely, it's been sounding for a couple years at Florida State.
It's bad. Yeah, I mean, we've recruiting quarterbacks, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I just, it's so hard. It's so frustrating to watch this team, and they just stink. They just stink, But what are you gonna do? You have to build up. You have to move on. You have to move forward. There was a few upsets in college football. Iowa State got trucked by Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns. So maybe look out for them. They say BYU is going to go undefeated since they beat the crap out of Army. I don't know about that. Oklahoma started Rattler. They put up like 56 points. So Oklahoma looks like, Oklahoma is the most consistent team that I've probably seen in the last 5 years. Like, they're always in the college football playoff. They're always up there with Miami. Why would you want to go to Oklahoma to play college football? I don't get it.
Because they pay you, like,
That's
other big
true.
programs. But other than that, Yeah, I guess if you're a certain build, they have a certain type of guy, like a Hollywood Brown type.
Yeah.
They had another guy that are recently like a Broyles. Like they don't really have guys who translate to the next level all too well. But they get a lot of speed out there, like a Pac-12 team, kind of like an Oregon used to do. It. They just try to get the fastest they can possibly be. Because Oregon is consistent. I mean, Oregon, but Oklahoma is consistent. But at the same time, they're also going to consistently get their ass whooped in that playoff game that they make it to.
Right.
So what they do is just beat up on a lot of teams in the Big 12. So, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Oklahoma. We'll see what they do this year once they actually play a real team. If they play a real team.
We got new games starting. Tampa Bay, Saints. What you think?
Tampa Bay.
What you think? Who you got?
I mean, I'm thinking the Aints. If I gotta go with my gut, I don't know how Tampa Brady comes out first game of the season and just lights one of the better the better defenses in that division, let alone the conference. But I do think it's high scoring. I'm not sure, but I don't know if Mike Evans is out there. If he is, he's not at 100%. He's having hamstring issues. So not that Tom Brady pushes it down the field too well. That's still a big threat to lose. But it still should be a good one. But it looks weird to see Tom in that white jersey, man. That white, that white and that Tampa
He's
red,
on the field
whatever
right
they call
now.
it. It's a little different.
It is a little
It's
different.
definitely a little different.
I'm rooting for Tom. Fournette carries the yard about 4. Got a 4-yard game for Fournette. Get it? Fournette. That's a bad one. We still got to do our live commentary sometime. I don't know when we're gonna do it, but I'm rooting for Tampa Bay. They got the dream team, whatever it is, cool. I hope they put up a lot of points when they play. The Saints notoriously don't start great in their first game. I remember when the Vikes played them, we beat the crap out of them. Because they didn't have they got to get in some kind of rhythm before they can really, impose their will on teams. So I think Tampa's going to win. I don't know. It's hoping for a good game.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get that. It's kind of hard to actually pick a winner, and I'm just more so the Saints off camaraderie. But they'll also be missing a lot with that home crowd. They say the Superdome is one of the hardest places to play. I imagine it's a lot harder when there's actually people there.
Any other games you're looking forward to?
We got the Arizona Cardinals and the 49ers, which I feel like should be a pretty high-scoring game if those QBs and those offenses are clicking. Watch out for Kyler Murray. He is the
Kyler Murray looks
Wilson with
jacked.
those wheels.
Have you seen him recently? He looks huge. He put on a lot of muscle.
I haven't, but you heard it here first. He is Russell Wilson with wheels, so be on the lookout for him.
Tom Brady just threw a bomb, Sammy. Tom Brady just threw a bomb, Sammy.
Thomas Brady. He's too old. This is the Grandpa Bowl. Drew Brees. Oh, hot take alert. Listen, hot take alert. I heard this. Please tell me you heard this. If you haven't, it's even better. Do you know where Thomas Brady wanted to play football if it wasn't Tampa? Season?
New Orleans.
New Orleans, yes.
I heard New Orleans was if Breeze leaves, that was our number one guy, but. So wait, Tom said he wanted to play for New Orleans?
That's the reports. I'm not that cool because of some things I said about Giselle with the whole family, but that's a whole other story. But my understanding is I feel like Tom Brady put a mafia move and was trying to push Drew Brees out. And Drew Brees was like, "You got me fucked up. This is my team. You're not going to come win a Super Bowl with my fucking team." So with that storyline, this game should be one of the better games of the day.
I hope so, man.
Because Tom Brady was this close to being a Saint.
All right, we'll wrap it up here, Sammy. Did we miss anything? Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Nah, man, I ain't got nothing to say, man. I just want everybody to see my fucking hat and realize what fucking time it is. And all you people who's talking shit about the Browns, y'all sound crazy. And Chiefs, we coming for you. Patrick Mahomes, shout out to you. But, yeah, Raven shit all day. You know what it is. Shout out to the Nuggets, though. Upset alert. We forgot about that. Shout out to the Game 7 alert. Shout out to Game 7 alert. Everybody give Kawhi Leonard love when he lose because that was a big loss on his whole fucking legacy thing. Playoff P, where you at? I don't know. Shout out to the Nugs. Looking like a Game 7 upset.
All I can say is, Lake Show, They know how to take care of business.
They might see them Nuggets. They might see them Nuggets, man. Michael Porter Jr. growing up before our eyes. The Claw, where are you?
We're going to put them in ranch and eat them. Call or text the show. You can do it anytime, and we'll read it on the next show, I promise. 470-391-4034. You can hit me up on social media, Garrett W. Savage. I had one last point I had to make. Red Zone is like TikTok for the NFL. Like, it's brain crack. It's just constant in your face. Just, here's something new, shiny. Oh, here's something new. I couldn't turn the channel. I got the Vikings game locally somehow, but I just kept it on here. I was brain hypnotized, or just hypnotized. I don't think it's brain hypnotized. Anyway.
No, wait. There's definitely life before Red Zone, and then there's life after Red Zone.
You can't go back. You see the number. You give us a call. You give us a voicemail. We'll play it on the show. DJ Salt Ching Chang. Thanks for sticking around. We appreciate you. Subscribe to the show, like the show, comment the show, all that bullshit. Anyway, we'll be back Thursday. We're gonna try the pregame show, halftime show again. We're gonna work some kinks out. As you probably know, this show's at a different time too. So just stay flexible. Stay flexible.
We're going to give you the content. Just work with us. That's all.
And you can watch it anytime. So, but it's cool to watch it live because you might get on the show. Sammy, that's it. I guess I'll see you Thursday.
Thursday night football, baby.
Bum, 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 bum.
Not a crook.